Alright, so this is going to be a solo cast with just me. Unfortunate. I don't know what's up with Battle.net, but it is Battle.net. It's going to be Polar Knights. It's currently 3-1 in favor of Acer Bly. In the top position, we have our red Protoss. It is IVD's Puck. And in the bottom position, as the blue Zerg, it is going to be Acer's Bly.
I think I can try and jury-rig this a bit. Puck is streaming first person with no delay, guys. First off, you should check out his stream if you're not already. Twitch.tv/Puck, but with 2Ks. I'm going to try casting with you off of his stream, but that's still going to be on like a small delay because of Twitch. That way you're not totally left hanging alone, I guess.
Yeah, I don't have referees, so unfortunately I can't tell them.
I'll message him, just don't both keep playing.
Oh, that's weird, but I didn't get the notification that you dropped. Oh, BNet.
Yeah, it's cool. I told him just keep playing. I messaged them both.
Hopefully they actually check.
I mean, if they remake it, I'm not going to argue, but it's not necessary. You're still in the game. We can still cast this.
Yeah.
I mean, they're both like, they got to be stressed out, like focusing their hardest. Last thing they want to do is like learn things, but.
Well, okay, so they're going to keep going. You can try and do your look off of Puck stream thing.
Yeah. Again, that's twitch.tv/Puck, P-U-C-K-K, guys, if you want to go watch this first person point of view. That's what I'll be kind of trying to cast off of, but I don't have any production tabs or anything, so it's going to be like 90% zombie grub and me just trying to help out a little bit.
Yeah, plus you're going to be ahead, ain't you? There's no delay, so you're going to be like, oh, he just lost that fight, and I'm going to be like, hey.
What? No, you're live in game. How would that...
Oh, you're right.
What do you think? Are you
I was thinking of like going off of never mind. Because I've had to do this before where I've dropped because
Puck
apparently
stream
I'm like
confirmed psychic.
I'm like the hugest like I don't know dropper I guess, but like where we had to use the Skype I guess.
Oh yeah, I remember that for Snoot's thing.
Yeah.
But okay,
anyways.
so let's talk about this game real quick. Like something I can contribute to this is like Puck's had a really rough series. Bly has been, whether it's been scouting and going for Mutalisk or going blind into Mutalisk. One way Mutalisk have been kind of the forte of our Zerg player. I don't know if he necessarily keep it up. I mean, he's only down one game. He's still like you guys gotta remember, Puck has no extra lives. This is it. Like next time he loses, he's done. But it still has potential to come back. Those Blink Stalkers work quite well. His control is fantastic. I don't know. Do you think on Polar Knight especially? I mean, Blink Stalkers can be really strong. Do you think he goes for them again?
Well, Blink Stalkers are strong in PvT because of the cliffs, but in PvZ you don't really care about cliffs when you Blink Stalker all in. Like it's literally just the power of the Stalkers, not the maneuverability and catching the Zerg off guard. So it's it's definitely possible. It just won't be because of how open the cliff faces are.
The RTMP you linked me doesn't work for Doof. Sorry. Not for me. I got VLC, but whatever. Anyways, the Forge opener again from Puck is just something I have no problems with. I do like Forge openers compared to Gateway openers, but like it's just I don't know. Against Bly's playstyle, like against a General Zerg playstyle, no problem. But against Bly's playstyle, it's been problematic.
We tried to block off these lings and oh god, it just barely doesn't. But okay, they can go around. That's 2 lings in the main. That's a much better than the 5 or 6 or whatever he had last game. And even then,
oh, that wall. Okay, that is a choke between the Nexus. Lings are actually going to try and get through, but of course, only 2 at most. You might even lose another one towards the main.
Yeah, it's not going to be that big of a deal. Even last time, it did a lot, but it didn't matter in the end. So. Not expecting this to be too big of a deal. Unfortunately, it is going to be the only thing that's really happening. So, I mean, otherwise, Bly is doing his thing. Got up to that speed as well.
Am I behind
third?
you by a lot, by the way? Sorry, I just realized. What's your in-game timer right now? Sorry.
5:35.
Yeah, okay, I'll just leave this to you. I'm too far behind on Puck stream.
Okay. I knew one of us was behind.
Sorry.
I was just mixing up who was who. All right. Anyways. All right, so... Yeah, that is the only thing that's happening right now. The third was denied by one single pylon, as the lings that you get as Bly when you do this are pretty much the only lings that you want to have, and unfortunately they're going to be trapped in the main, so that's actually a pretty nice pylon taken, because not only does it deny it, if Bly doesn't take it, that's also, that's intel that otherwise Puck would not have. Now Bly is getting 2 more lings to take it down. Looks like he's going to be taking the third at the above the main, I guess you call it. There's a probe waiting there, but I mean, it could lay down a proxy pylon to be used later, and maybe that's Puck's plan. As in the all-in did well last time. Maybe that's what he should go for. And if he has enough time to get to that point, then great, like go for it. If Bly's actually trying to play a not aggressive, semi-passive, there you go, game, then go for whatever you want to do. It just so happens that the last few games, or the first 4 games or whatever, it was pretty much Bly's game. He was always in control. He always did the more aggressive things in the beginning that led him to do, kind of whatever he wanted to. We do have 4 gases coming up for Bly right now. Could be going into Spire again. Mutas seem to work well as long as he doesn't get hit by an attack before they've really clumped up. But that's also going to be on Puck's mind, That's possibly why he's doing these aggressive attacks, whether in an all-in or not, is because he wants to do something to Bly before he can get that really big Muta count. He's currently got 4 more gateways finishing up. Or 2 finishing, 2 starting, I suppose. It's going to be a total of 5. It's not really an all-in amount, but definitely something you can do aggression off of and then expand behind it. He could just also expand behind it. Just so happens with the Mothership Recall, you can really do both. As opposed to, Wings of Liberty, where it was like if you pushed out, but you really wanted to expand and your army died, you're just kind of screwed. Like there's no freebies there. There's a Roach Warren going down for Bly, but also a Spire. This Roach Warren, I think, is just going to be precautionary. He did scout the 5 gateways, so he's got 4. But, obviously about the one in the front as well. Twilight Council is going on behind this. Could be for another Blink attack. Oh, the Roaches actually are going to be used. Not only getting Roaches, but he's also getting the Burrow and Roach Speed. I think this is like the first time neglecting that Nidus Worm that he's gone for Roaches. Attack is starting up here in the right. Now, Bly does see it with a bunch of Lings. Unfortunately, he gets a Sentry, but does not be able to get that Pylon. It is the only Pylon in decent position, so if he could have gotten that would have been really, really well for him. Really good, rather. Good, well, whatever. +1 attack's going to finish as soon as Puck hits right now, and this is the 3rd. There was no 4th or backup 3rd that was taken. There is going to be one now as the drone goes over to that left-hand position, but this base definitely going to go down. Roaches just, they're an okay number, but they just can't reach the sentries. As you can see here, the force fields are fantastic. And he just recalls out, so very, very nicely done by Puck. We do see that Bly's not going to go for the Spire, so while that aggression probably would have helped him out versus Mutas, it wasn't actually the case. The Spire does go down, however. Could be the secondary transition choice of Bly, as it has been in the past. Ooh! Tunneling Claws going down. So a lot of the stuff that we've been seeing, and in fact a lot of professional players have been saying that, Tunneling Claws in different matchups is becoming really popular on the Korean server. But just even seeing it here and there in America and Europe, this Roach Burrow play against Protoss can be really deadly, especially if you try and do if you try and take a 3rd base. Like if they're on 2 base all in, it's definitely effective because you can go underneath those force fields and they're so fast that it's always worth it. But if they get a 3rd, then you just burrow everywhere. They don't know where their observers are. They lose them. They don't have them in general. It sucks. That said, an observer is on the way out, so if he had done an attack and been surprised, well, he would have had at least something to go for him. I guess he also wanted it to kill this Roach that's denying a 3rd. They're not going to take it anytime soon, though. More gateways are coming up. Blink's also on the way. A War Prism. Additionally, there aren't any Immortals. The War Prism is on the way to contribute to this all-in. He could also... actually, an engagement going down. A Burrow has been shown. No observer has followed up the army quite yet. There it is. It's following. It's coming. But that is a lot of Roaches. He needs to be very careful with how he engages all the force fields. He lets about 2 left over, but that's it. And more sentries are going to go down. He might try and save them with the sentry. The War Prism, nope, doesn't. Actually, he chooses to try and hide the War Prism, I believe. But he's going to need it sooner or later. This is a lot of aggression coming down. The cannon is popped. That's a lot of Blink Stalkers. He does have to retreat. But with Blink, he can be run down. Chooses not to show it, I guess. Or just afraid as to what might be behind the Roaches. 160 to 107. The attack is finally commencing after that slight delay. And even though it looks very nice for Bly right now supply-wise, Puck's army is just really, really good. That's the thing about Protoss. They can be lower in supply, but they have really great units, so they can do a lot with a little. This hatch is going to go down again, but that's kind of the hatch doesn't care about right now, as the other one is up and mining. The Warp Prism has been effective so far. Going to go straight for that Spire. Doesn't want a Mutalisk counter, but honestly, with so many Blink Stalkers, this Mutalisk transition... Oh, he's not going to save it. Oh, he's not going to save it. Oh, snap. Meanwhile, the Mitas, they did come in to the main. They were deflected. How many probe kills did they get? Oh, actually a lot. 17 went down right there. I guess he was completely preoccupied trying to kill off what he could, and there wasn't a recall, I believe, so very late in defending. And I'm surprised that Bly did choose to go for the Muta transition against how many Blink Stalkers there were, but as long as you avoid them, then eventually you're going to get that really great Muta count, and that's probably what Bly's going to try and go for. Again, double expanding, or actually one expand and a macro hatch. You really need a macro hatch when you go for a Ling style in any matchup. They need a lot of larvae. Oh, Mutas are finally trying to find this one Warp Prism. If that Warp Prism came back in and killed the Spire with 32 health, that would just be, it wouldn't be devastating, but it would suck. That's for sure. Huge Roach army, still on the map, not really going down at all. There's been a few, scrapes and whatnot, but for the most part, Roach count's still scary. Checks behind because, hey, Protoss has been on 2 base for a very long time. What if he took one in the back base? And that can happen. It's not too often that you see anyone but a Zerg player in TVZ go for that back base, but it definitely can be useful. Muta's attacking the Blink Stalkers, but that's still not enough Mutalisk. And in fact, he's no longer building up his Muta count. I don't know if he's just, deciding, what do I want to do, or maybe trying to think about what else he can do. He has such a big bank, I'm not sure why. It's not like he's maxed out, but oh, huge engagement going down, trying to push into the front. I'm not sure you can do this. I mean, the Roaches are strong. They don't have upgrades, though, so how strong are they really? They do take down 2 buildings in the front, and they do have to retreat. Just pushing into a Protoss player, it's natural. It's so hard to do. Looks like he wants to trade these Roaches as effectively as possible. And it also buys time for the Mutas, as low in count as they are, to attack the probes. Get a few more and then get out. Yeah, Puck's, or not Puck, rather, Bly is, he's getting upgrades for his Mutalisk, but he's not getting any more Mutalisk. That could also be useful later on for Corruptors, so that's probably, not the worst investment. Infestation Bit's also going down. Lots of Lings on the way. Upgrades finally going down for his ground army as well. Something we've actually been lacking completely from Bly games. He's going to go do a counterattack. Now, where are the Observer? Are there a lot of Observers? There's 3 Observers, so actually a really nice amounts, and they're scattered around the map, so the burrow tactics won't be as devastating, as effective, but still pretty annoying. Actually, the Blink Stalker count's a little cut in half, trying to engage on 2 fronts, not really working out for him. The Nexus will go down. He's just been, bleeding off Blink Stalkers throughout this entire game without a 3rd base. He didn't really have an economy to replenish it. So while his army is still kind of scary looking, it's just, it's impermanent, right? Once it's gone, it's gone. The Muta is still, there's only 5 of them, but they keep getting probes. I don't know. Why does this keep happening? God, they're the most useful 5 Mutas I've seen ever, probably. God. Cybernex War did go down at the front. In fact, everything went down at the front. I mean, Puck's on 1 base. Bly's on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bases. He could be on a 6th one if you took the rocks behind, but again, you don't usually think of that unless it's TVZ or CVT.
This 1 base is looking really scary.
I know, right? Like 20-minute 1 base attack. Let's do it.
What's Bly at right now for bases? Sorry.
Bly's at 5.
It's not looking good for Puck.
No, it's not looking good at Puck. Not at all. In fact, I don't want to call the game too soon, but this might be a game where it's okay. Okay, even Puck says it, so I'm gonna call it. That's Puck gone. So Bly will take it 4-1, guys. Sorry Rifkin wasn't here and I had to solo cast the last game.